especially when it comes to DLC. Especially when you already own it. It makes it look like you have to buy the DLC, and then you click it, and then it goes, oh, you already own this. This is free now. But you have to find it first, and then you have to activate it, and then you have to restart your PlayStation. It is not fun. Anyway, hour later, I finally got this working. But house guest is awake now, so there's lots of stomping. Sorry about that. Not a fun way to start this off, but hey, you know, it's working now. So let's just... egg cracks and the truth will emerge. You know? Alright, so now I got a quest. A dark place. Investigate the sector elevator. That's all the information I have. Let's check if talent tree was updated. And it was not. So that was normal that this was not updated. There is one skill I don't own. I don't have enough ability points for this. This costs 8! This is new. Okay. That is a new ability. Hold and launch up to 3 objects. Energy now recovers by holding launch objects. That's really powerful. I own everything else. Did they change how any skills work? Energy recovered with shield is active. Seized rate. No, the rest is normal. But this skill is new. And I'm not paying to reset abilities just to buy that. I'll see if I can get that soon. That's only 8 more points. Alright, let's start on this DLC. That seems cool. A better launch.
There was something there. Reaching for her. Trying to make her act. It was a distress call. Fate sensed a drowning man. A hunger in the dark. Investigation sector.
Investigation sector, huh?
Alan Wake
Check this out.
figured out how to send messages. Cool, let's watch this. He's on the hotline. Wake, here we go.
Darkness engulfed the elevator. There was something there. A presence. Jesse Baden could hear it. A call. It was faint. Reaching for her from a dark place. Baden was sensitive to visitations. She had them all the time. From her guiding star and the previous director. She was the perfect receiver. As if she'd been made for this. Faden paused to feel it. The force at play here. It was changing things around her, subtle. Trying to make her act. Faden didn't like that. Her guide felt it too. Polaris didn't flare up in defense as with the hiss. So it wasn't all bad. Not a hostile transmission. It was powerful, but it was coming from far away. And made weak because of the distance. It was a distress call. Faden sensed a drowning man. A man desperate to escape. She sensed something else, too. A hunger in the dark. Not unlike the hostile residents. Waiting. She knew that desperate acts can have grim consequences. It was this, more than the man's despair, that made her follow the call. The elevator lights winked back on. The darkness receded like a memory. There was a new button on the elevator control panel. Investigation sector. Faden pressed the button. The elevator doors slid shut with practiced bravado.
So, did he in the darkness find out about the hiss, or did he also invent the hiss? Here we go, investigation sector. We'll find out. More at 11. Is that's still a thing they do? Jeez, watching news at 11, that's too late for me. Stay up till late watching the news. Guess that worked when more people were working 9 to 5s. Boy, it is dark down here. Oh. Oh! Okay. Well, does look like other sectors.
Anyone here?
Guess not.
What's up, people? Should I go talk to Emily about this? Missing agents. Mr. Kirkland, you are here. The latest agents confirmed missing, presumed dead, from the containment breach yesterday. Agent Jonathan Connor. John Connor. Researcher Ezra Cruz. Agent Caroline Dempsey. Agent Lindsay Malcolm. Agent Charles Murray. Agent Derek Shaw. These are all references to stuff. Letters of condolences will be delivered to you to sign prior to sending them to their families. You will be updated as soon as additional confirmations are made. As per your request, a network engineer checked how many cases were backed up digitally. Unfortunately, a large number of active investigations were not archived yet, and only the hard copies of reports existed behind the firebreak. They're lost, I'm afraid. So, a lot of people...
Seems a lot more crowded than the rest of the Bureau.
A lot of people were lost here. Darling investigations. Oh, more information from Darling. Official findings report, re Casper Darling, internal confidential. Per authorization from Mr. Kirkland, investigation of D084-5 was launched into the ethical practices of Dr. Casper Darling, head of research. Despite accounts of anonymous redacted regarding the inhumane treatment of a redacted currently housed in the Bureau, oh, it might be referring to Dylan, our official findings regarding this were inconclusive. Numerous obstacles arose during the investigation. The majority of redacted sector personnel seemed to be wholly unaware of any such redacted contained there. One redacted confirmed the redacted's codename to be redacted, but all files pertaining to that name were inaccessible, being classified under the highest clearance level. The director was hiding Jesse's brother. Investigators were similarly blocked from entering the redacted research wing to interview its staff. The matter was further complicated by the lack of clarity whether the non-human paranatural entities warrant humane treatment. While this investigation cannot address any charges against Dr. Darling, we do recommend an investigation into Redacted's research. Okay, cool. Dr. Darling, they weren't just letting him get away with stuff. They were trying to figure it out. Mr. Dennis, a request came through recently from an FBI agent asking for all our files on Bright Falls, specifically on the disappearance of the author Alan Wake. Per the Interagency Information Exchange Agreement, IEA, I had some paper pushers gather up a folder of all pre-approved files. Don't worry, all the appropriate material is either missing or redacted. Or all the inappropriate, sorry. But I'm writing to let you know that we received this request from a special agent, Alex Casey. Sounds familiar, right? That's because Alex Casey is the name of the fictional detective in those hard-boiled crime books Alan Wake wrote. Pretty interesting that an FBI agent sharing the name with the most famous character Alan Wake wrote is looking into a case dealing with the writer's fiction coming true. I think it's worth looking into, but what's your opinion? Just give the word and I'll start surveillance on the guy. Special Agent Gleason. Oh. So either Alan Wake was writing about real things, or he also created Casey. And Casey wanted to... Alright. Why did I do this? I don't know why I did this. Lots of new files in here. Cauldron Lake update. To Chief Investigator Dennis. It happened again, third time this year. Something certainly has it out for Redacted. Could be raccoons. The locals certainly complain about them enough. But why the hell would raccoons keep going around a monitoring station. Doesn't add up. Anyway, I've got a bureau tech going up to the site next week to have a look. Next on the list of recurring problems is the staff at the Lake House Research Station. How am I supposed to effectively keep an eye on Redacted Lake if they won't let me see any of the data? Hell, I don't even know what they're researching out there. We need to petition them again to share their info with investigations agents. It's only a matter of time before this Redacted hits again, and I want to be prepared. Anyway, if anyone at HQ asks why Bright Falls report is a little thin this month, tell them it's because we couldn't take any readings. In the meantime, I might investigate some raccoon traps. Sincerely, Agent Estevez. That's another movie Emilio Estevez. I'm wondering if these are all actors and movie references. I wonder if the investigators are all fictional. Staffing issues. Uh-oh. Mr. Dennis! So yes, there's an increase of AWE cases, and yes, it would be a good idea to put together a special task force to examine exactly why that is. However, it seems that a tiny little detail slipped through the cracks. We didn't have the damn stuff. If you expected us to detect, investigate, and process more AWE... Oh, we don't have the staff. If you expect us to detect, investigate, and process more AWE cases, then you're going to need to give us more people. It's simple math. Between the staff we lost in the Hartman thing and the ones who left for the other departments after Kirkland quit, we've barely managed to keep up with the workload. Hell, just filing the paperwork for all the altered items we left behind in the sector has been an ordeal. Another thing that's going to sound paradoxical, but we have an overcrowding situation. This lobby isn't meant to accommodate a whole sector's worth of staff. We put forth a motion to move the investigation sector to a more suitable location months ago. Better not be still sitting on your desk. The people are getting restless, and as Kirkland interim replacement, it's your job to handle it. Best regards, Agent Grayson. So they're complaining about being sardined in here. Ominous. Ominous. Alright, well, here's a resignation letter. Is this Kirkland or the new guy? Redacted of Redacted 2019. Oh, wow, this is recent. Okay. To whom it may concern, it is with great anger and regret that I tender my resignation as head of investigations for Federal Bureau of Control. I do this in protest of the rampant disregard for my department's redacted. My staff cannot continue to work in these conditions. Previous requests and warnings have fallen on deaf ears. So I must now rely on the actions to speak louder than my words ever could. I blame the situation on a redacted, who has routinely ignored my request for assistance and reclaiming parts of the investigation sector lost to the redacted loose inside. I will never forget the screams of brave agents begging for us to open that firebreak. I will carry that shame with me for the rest of my days. The redacted has failed his agents. I shall never forgive him for that. Sincerely, Kirkland. I'm guessing the director. But I don't know. It's redacted. Tractor supplement. Supplementary materials. Note, miscommunication led to a local coroner examining the body of William Burrow. Burrow William, male Caucasian. Case summary. 33-year-old man found dead on his property per police report. Remains obtained for coroner's office. Also include blood, urine, bile, stomach contents, and bone fragments. Autopsy finding. Blunt force injuries, head. A, lacerations, left ear, cheek. Blunt force injuries on extremities. A, dislocation, right knee. B, avulsion to right upper extremity with associated fracture to the proximal right humerus. Extensive trauma, abdominal region. Complete avulsion of multiple organs, including stomach, heart, liver, pancreas, kidneys, portion of large and small intestine, all missing from the scene. Conclusion, it's my opinion that Mr. Burrow's death is not the result of a mechanical accident as claimed by the authorities. The removal of organs is consistent with animal attacks. Some guy got eaten by an animal and then torn up by a tractor. And then they just blame the tractor. Well, that's suspicious. You can't block me from here, guys. Keystone inspection. Mr. Kirkland, we stopped at Keystone on our way to target AWE like you asked. I'm sending my report directly to you to try to keep a lid on this Grumman Morales desertion issue. Oh, members deserted. We didn't find any sign of them, given you their records. It's possible they switched teams like you suspected. Switched teams? Is there another bureau? But I don't think that's the case. An event definitely occurred here in Keystone, and I think Grumman or Morales got caught in it. The entire population vanished in thin air. Reminds me of the ordinary case, but that was just the adults, and if I'm remembering the file correctly, this is different. I think our guys are casualties, not traitors. If it was an AWE, it seems to be over. We walked through the whole town, and only strange thing we noticed were markings on various buildings. 2 overlapping cities with a dot on it shared the space. Could be unrelated. I'll show you the pictures when I get back. In the meantime, you should send a team out here to cordon this place off and maybe get some comms guy working a cover story. Sincerely, Agent Keenum. So they think people defected, but didn't defect. They were instead... Ooh, there's a power cable there. I just saw something red. Oh, it's camera. Ah, here we go. Power cable. That's where I need to put the power. Tractor procedures. Burrow tractor, altered item 82KE. Item is not in Bureau custody. None known. A Frank Elk tractor of green, dried blood on the grill when last seen. Item is capable of vocalized responses or growls in an unmanned locomotion. Considered highly aggressive and dangerous. Oh my God! It's an Overdrive reference. It's a Stephen King reference. It's Maximum Overdrive. It's the Combine. The item first came to the Bureau's attention after the death of William Burrow, the owner of Burrow Farms outside Trenton, Texas. Local authorities arrived on scene after an employee found a mutilated body of Mr. Burrow beneath his tractor. Police arrived and were immediately driven away by the tractor. Panicked calls to federal authorities were intercepted by the Bureau communications staff. A team was dispatched upon arrival. The agents approached the item. It responded by growling like a bear. 3 agents were injured when they tried to detain the item, which escaped. Aerial searches for the item are ongoing. Speaking to Mrs. Burrow only revealed that she had a domestic altercation with Mr. Burrow earlier in the incident, or the night of the incident. Whether these events are connected is entirely unknown. Alright. And there is a file on that side. Before I connect this power, I'm going to look for files on the other side. They're certainly giving me a dump of files. Ethics investigation. Official finding reports re the Prime Candidate program. Oh, investigation into the brother. Per our authorization from Mr. Kirkland, internal investigations P142-9 was launched in the legality of the Prime Candidate Program, redacted by Federal Bureau of Control. Since all known subjects relevant to the investigation used executive privilege to decline interviews, very little first-hand information was gathered. However, anonymous sources and documentation classified by Mr. Kirkland both paint an alarmingly clear picture of systematic redacted and redacted. Redacted were brought into the oldest house and placed under redacted. Examination and testing with the aim of appointing one as director upon maturity. There were 3 prime candidates. Wait, no. Redacted were brought to the... Okay, maybe it was children, so we don't know how many children. The program has produced no successful cases and only resulted in traumatic redacted of paranaturally inclined redacted. Not only is this a breach of the Ash Act, but it flies in the face of basic human redacted. This investigation team unequivocally redacted. The Prime Candidate Program recommends that be redacted immediately. So, no wonder... don't bring dogs into the office. Some of us have allergies. $2. So some people in the Bureau had ethics, and that's probably why this place was so underserved. Why the heck is there a dot where I live on this map? Like, in real life, I live under that dot. Or one of those dots. Yeah, it's not good. Alright, well, let's read these files. Oh! Upgrade material. Launch Grand Slam boost. They want me to use that. I don't like that ability, though. Underhill background. Summary. Dr. Ryla Underhill is professor at the University of Woodrow in the United Kingdom. She's the British woman who researches mold, where she researches biology with a focus on botany. Dr. Underhill, by the way, mold would it be a mycologist? No, that's a mushroom scientist. It's related to mold, but different. Anyway, she researches mold at the Bureau, but apparently she used to be a botanist. Dr. Underhill once worked with the Bureau as a parabotanist stationed in the research sector of the oldest house. She served with no incidents or demerits and is praised by those who formerly worked with her, including Dr. Darling. Dr. Underhill has no known connection with the paracriminal organizations or any record of breaching her NDA since leaving the Bureau. Her civilian behavior has been ideal, with the exception of an ongoing personal relationship with Dr. Darling that appears to have begun during their time as co-workers in the research sector and revisited intermittently ever since. Oh, so she was dating Darling. Depending on the duration of her work in the oldest house, it may be required to have both parties sign a relationship clearance form. Yeah, well, Darling disappeared and she doesn't seem to care much, so I think she's fine. The investigation has found no compelling reason to deny Dr. Darling's request to offer Dr. Underhill an interim position with the aim of finding a solution to the mold threshold issue. So this was her clearance to come back and work on the mold. Which seems to work out because she enjoys it. Direct your investigation. Redacted internal confidential per authorization from Mr. Kirkland. Redacted was launched into the redacted of Director Zachariah Trench. A recent change in redacted witnessed in Director Trench include aggressive redacted when redacted with other staff has been observed. However, this investigation is aimed at interpreting the issue rather than proving it. So they noticed he was infected. Notable redacted between Dr. Trench and Dr. Darling has been witnessed by numerous Bureau staff. Although both declined to meet for an interview on the matter, witness accounts suggested that their arguments center around the dimensional research wing and the redacted kept inside. However, no evidence exists to confirm Director Trench's redacted as anything more than interpersonal disagreements. This investigation has concluded that Dr. Trench's behavior is not indicative of any redacted. His fitness to lead is not in question. Refer to full redacted full report. Well, I liked these guys, but they were totally wrong on that mark. Space helmet. Certification of achievement in years of service to the Bureau. That's dire. Recognition. I think that's Trench. Alright. Trench, official warning. Kirkland, I'm growing tired of your blatant attempts to lay your incompetence at my doorstep. I know you want this to be true, but your head investigations, this failure is your responsibility. What do you think would happen holding a dangerous specimen in investigations? The containment sector exists for a reason. They are better trained and equipped to deal with this type of work. In fact, they have admirably taken on certain AWE monitoring responsibilities for your staff that you're no longer capable of, because staff died. This happens more and more now. And don't think your petty internal investigations have gone past my notice. You are a worm. Everything I've done has been for the benefit of the Bureau. The The Prime Candidate program only failed because of Darling. You're both failures plotting against me. You were traitors, but the truth will emerge out of you. Oh, that's some hiss crap. You're becoming my enemy, Kirkland. You don't want to be. Dr. Zachariah Trench, Director of Federal Bureau of Control. He's starting to go nutso like the other director did, too. So I can see why they didn't think he was infected with hiss. Because the director ship also causes a different flavor of nuts. Alright.
Now that gate should open.
Now that gate is open. Alright. And we got another file. Specimen Escape Assessment. Official finding reports, instant A49. The purpose of internal investigation of X397 is to determine the containment fail of specimen SI1 that resulted in the deaths of blank agents. An inspection report of containment equipped 3 days earlier showed no faults. Investigation sector suspect human error to be the cause, yet no department has provided any evidence to support this. Technicians were able to recover the researchers' notes on the specimen from an internal network. On the redacted of redacted, the redacted cross-referenced the date with various logs, found only 2 events inconsistent with the sector's daily routine. 1, air filters were changed, and 2, an hour prior to the incident, a civilian named Alice Redacted entered the sector regarding an unrelated investigation. Given the connection to the AWE case, it's likely that Miss Redacted's presence relevant to the specimen's escape to the redacted investigation is ongoing. So someone sabotaged the sector, it seems. Well, let's climb a control point.
I'm no detective, but something definitely happened here.
Yeah, I'd say so. Blessed Organization. Oh, is this the alternate group? Summary. This group individual has operated outside the Bureau's notice for decades, perhaps longer, displaying a level of skill and caution rarely seen in paracriminal groups. A review of past cases has found various mentions of their activity over the years. 2016, a product company called Blessed Pictures was connected to an altered item case, as well as the death of agent from exposure to illicit paranatural materials. This is the camera. In 1994, a Los Angeles-based public speaker named Chester Bless was involved in the legal use of an altered item. In 1988, a business called Blessed Repair and Service was suspected of involvement with an object of power case, perhaps even creating it. None of these businesses or individuals have been located. However, their connection to appearances of altered items and objects of power is too direct to be considered circumstantial. An arrest order has issued for any persons believed to be involved with the Blessed Organization. And I got a message I need to check. It is... Ha! Friend is streaming something too. But I can't watch him if I am streaming my DLC. Can't get past this, but I think I'm going to use a switch cord to get past this barricade. 1, 2, 3.
Do we know each other? This feels familiar. I can't seem to... I've forgotten. I'm sorry. My name is Alan Wake. Who are you? Who are you? Do I know you?
I'm your friend Tom. Tom Zane. There's nothing to worry about.
Tom. The poet. The diver, you look different.
That was just a role, a character. The protagonist I played in my old film. I'm a filmmaker. An auteur like yourself.
He's from Blessed Pictures.
We're working on this together, remember? An artistic collaboration.
The camera for one DLC is connected to this one. That's cool. Such
You need
a
a
throwaway
drink.
little part. Darling!
Give yours.
In this darkness, nothing holds still.
We're very close now. You've been writing. You found a way to escape. It'll work this time.
Riding?
You found a way!
No. I don't... Wait. There's something. It's my double. He's out there. I've seen him.
Yeah. Nothing to worry about. I'm dealing with it. It's fine, my friend. Let me handle him.
You've met him?
He is your double.
No, come on. You misunderstand me.
By the way, the sync being off is on purpose. Or at least it exists in the game. It's not my setup.
That was Alan Wake, the writer who went missing in that AWE case I read about. What's he doing here? And Thomas Zane was with him. The poet. No, wait. He was a filmmaker. I always remember that wrong.
Oh, I certainly hope his loud singing is not picking up. I have my own altered item in this house. Alright. That's weird. Oh, two doors open. Alright, well, shut up. Alright. We'll turn off electronics. Seems good. No. Can't reactivate the bell. This breaks the rule of 3, can I not? There's something in here. Oh, this machine. Okay, can I activate the bell now? No. Does that count as the rule of 3? Normally. Oh. Alright, here's a key. Or not?
Dr. Emil Hartman, devoured by hungry darkness, became the thing that had been Hartman. Broke loose, killed everyone it could, lurking, roaming, waiting. Then something else came, a resonance. The thing that had been Hartman went through another change.
So, does he know about the hiss because the hiss infected his BS, or did he... It's so confusing. Well, let's watch a longer cut of that video. Hartman's final act. Who is
Dr.
Hartman?
Emil Hartman was desperate. The Federal Bureau of Control had stolen his life's work. This was his last chance, his final experiment. What he'd been too scared to do before. Hartman dove into the lake, was taken, devoured by hungry darkness, became the thing that had been Hartman. Only an echo of him remained, fragmented impulses on autoplay. Violent, bloodthirsty darkness in the driver's seat. Emerging from the lake, the thing was captured by the FBC. Brought in, contained, studied. The thing broke loose, killed everyone it could. The FBC fell back and sealed the sector. The thing was alone in the dark, lurking, roaming, waiting. Then something else came. Not darkness, but similar enough. A sound. A resonance. It shouldn't be a surprise. If there's one, why not another? The darkness inside the thing could have been immune, could have resisted, fought, could have been passed by, passed through with no effect. But it didn't, and it wasn't. Maybe it had grown weaker over time, not aged. It was timeless, but weaker with no link to its source. A metamorphosis followed. The thing that had been Hartman went through another change.
Okay, so that is what I'm up against, I guess. Can I go through Alan Wake's door? I cannot. Alright, well, here I go. 3! Oh, I've cleared the blockage. It's probably a mistake if Hartman's on the other side. Oh, hey, they've got an astral spike down there. Interesting looking astral spike. I think I gotta go that way though, because this looks broken. And it is broken. Alright, so... side doesn't open either. Okay. Luckily, it's pretty slow for an astral spike. It also looks weird. I don't know if that's intentional. But... that's no good. That's a dead ranger. This wasn't too long ago that they sealed up the sector. And some sort of tarps. Coughing.
Damn and abandoned. Why did Wake want me to come here?
Why did Wake want you? Oh, hey, guy! Flies! How did I leave 2 bullet holes? That's weird. Also, should I have not shot him? He didn't seem hostile. Oh well, he's Hiss. Gonna shoot Hiss anyway. That's strange, right? That's weird that that's happening. Oh, let's check the bathroom. Ballistic ground slam boost. If they really want me to use ground slam, they're adding abilities to it. Too bad I hate ground slam. What is happening to that?
That doesn't look like a house shift.
Oh my.
I even want to know.
I'm taking all the drugs. Well, let's see if I can stabilize it with the control point. I didn't open up this section. I didn't stop this. Lots of problems here. Well, I'm gonna end the episode about here. Shaded facet. That's a new type of upgrade material. Well, let's see if now that I'm in the DLC, is there more stuff I can look at? Astral Constructs. There are no new weapon forms. Okay. Nothing there. Alright. Let's refresh mods. No, nothing too crazy. Alright. Alright, I'll go to the next control point before I stop. Oh! Here they come. Mine, buddy. Mine, Jack. Right, I forgot this is not a shoot game. This is a throw game.
Of course, the Hiss are already in here.
Yeah, Alan Wake told us about it. We knew the Hiss right here. Ah, so this is their former offices, huh? That's a cool symbol. Confiscated motive. I want in there. Why can't I get in there? What's in there? There's something in there. Don't deny me my in there. I want in. I will destroy everything. It's easier to destroy a wall and move that bookcase, I guess. Filing cabinet, whatever. Wait a minute. Weird. Concrete doors on this side, and then there's opening doors on the other side. Right? Oh no. This was the part with doors. Okay. But on this side, it crumples kind of more like metal. Strange. Alright. Yep. Alright, there's a lot of stuff I want to look at in here. Let's grab one more document, and then I'll go back to that control point, and we'll pause it till next episode. Foot gossip. Haha, what a time to end it. Hello, my feet gossip at night, and now I have to wear shoes to bed. Sincerely, me. What? Okay, let's read a longer file than that, because that one was nonsense. Hartman arrest. Oh. Hartman Emil. Victim name, Wake, Alan Anderson, Tor Anderson, Odin Blank, Lane Rudolph, Desolus Wendy, Emerson Thomas, redacted. Officer names, Dennis, Special Agent Remy. Charges, Code 4, kidnapping altered individuals. Code 8, sanctions against altered organizations. Code 37, obstruction of Bureau investigation. Code 74, breaching of the Ash Act, 6 counts. Additional notes: offender's property seized as evidence to be used in conjunction with ongoing AWE investigation. Offender's personal effects have been sent to research for analysis. After being cleared by Bureau researchers, all victims have been released. Biannual surveillance orders were assigned, with the exception of the Anderson brothers due to their senility, and Wake possibly deceased. Weird. Wild. Weird.
Whoa. Looks like the house has gotten a little wild in here.
That's pretty much normal, I think. It's odd because normally when I grab a control point, it doesn't do this anymore. Hey, you know, who am I to judge? Alright. Two more points. Two more points. And then I'm good. Alright. I had to test. Could have been a door. Alright, see you guys again later. Ba-ba-ba-ba.